All right. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network and Jericho Broadcast Networks, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. No Instagram live tonight. So sorry. Hello. Shout out to everybody. Kelvin Rozier, Bryan Fulford. That's me. That's him. No Marcus Green. Maybe we'll have Marcus in hour number 2. Maybe he's on assignment, handling business. Kelvin, how you feeling? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, man. And first of all, let me say happy birthday to Olivia. And, and Olivia, you know Unc love you, right? And I know you're working out and everything and stuff. But baby, put some clothes on.
Hey.
Because you're killing the game. Killing the game, man.
Hey, that's a Liv alert right there, boy. Just letting you know. Happy birthday, Liv, man. We appreciate you, love you. Hope you have a blessed day. I sent her a text earlier, but yeah, boy, I got salted. I was like, Lord have mercy, Liv. Go ahead. Tell him.
Think she grown now.
Grown. Grown with a big G. Yes, indeed. So, if you guys say, I know Liv will pop in. I don't know. Maybe she might be out celebrating a birthday somewhere. But if she pops in, you'll see her in the chat. Make sure y'all show Liv some love. Definitely say hello to everybody watching us tonight. Obviously a lot of things to talk about here as the news never sleeps with FAMU, good, bad, and ugly. So let me get the disclaimer out of the way as we start tonight's show. Any views that are expressed tonight by myself, Bryan Fulford, or my co-host and co-executive producer, Kelvin Rozier, are our own personal thoughts and opinions and do not reflect those of the Black College Sports Network or Jericho Broadcast Networks. They are our opinions. All right. And I will add, if you came into this show looking for an impartial view on the current news surrounding FAMU, you come to the wrong show. And I'm just going to tell you that. And especially for me and my opinions, which we'll get into in a second. And I'm sure for Kelvin and his opinions. But if you are looking for impartiality, that ain't it. This ain't going to be it. Okay? So I'm telling you now, we love the HBCU sporting diaspora that comes in and watches our show because FAMU we keep y'all in the good, bad, different. We keep y'all active. We give you content, okay? So if you come in looking for something, this ain't it. I will also tell you our chat rooms, whether they be on YouTube or Facebook, they're free forums for you to have your opinion and have fun. If you get ridiculous, I have Dr. Lori has the sniper and she will snipe your tail, and I got a button on my end. So I'm telling you, so if anybody comes in wanting to compare situations, I'm gonna put you in a corner and timeout. I'm telling you that now. I'm telling you, I'm pulling the plug. So you can come in and have your thoughts and opinions all you want. I ain't here for it tonight. Okay.
Yeah, boy.
So
what he said.
There. Hey, look who's in the chat room. Olivia. Yeah. What up, Liv? Happy birthday.
Keep your camera off, Liv. Don't hurt him.
We'll get through it. I know we haven't done roll call, so we say hello to all the family watching the show, wherever and however you're watching us. Let us know where you're watching the show from. What city, what neck of the woods, what region of the country. There it is. Let us know where you're at. We want to know. We'll get to the shout outs here pretty soon. So there you go. We always like to start our show talking about champions. And I know there's hot news topics. I get it. We get it. But we start with champions. And we got a champion that's going to be on the track in less than an hour, if I'm correct, right, Kelvin?
That's correct.
Right. So let's start the news off by giving some love to our own Kirk Dawkins, middle distance runner, indoor SWAC champion, two-event indoor SWAC champion, two-event indoor or outdoor champion. And today he is competing in the NCAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon, competing in the semifinals of the 800-meter run. Now, that is supposed to take place from Haywood Field on the campus of the University of Oregon at 8:58 p.m. Eastern time. So guess what? It's during our show. So we are going to try, and this may take some work sometime when we get to about 55 till, Kelvin, maybe as a heads up or a reminder, depending upon how the conversation goes and where we're at, to like pause, maybe take a break, get things squared away so that we can maybe do a live look in. Hopefully, the YouTube police will find a way to get it through without them sniping us. I don't know if it'll be in the instant replay of the show. So if you're watching live, you might, and maybe you don't have ESPN Plus, you might get an opportunity to watch it with us. Fingers crossed. We'll try. No guarantees. But again, the race is being broadcast on ESPN. Kirk ran a personal best of 1 minute 46 seconds, 0.62 during the NCAA East Regional quarterfinals. Okay, that achievement marked a significant milestone for Dawkins. Early in the year, he captured the SWAC outdoor title in the 800 with a time of 1 minute 50 seconds, 0.2. He is a junior, and he has he's ran a 148 at the East Coast Relays, but I mean, running his personal best at the end of the year is a pretty phenomenal thing. When you say, Kelvin?
It's awesome. And this is the time you want to be running your best, because this is, where you get your ring. I think if you finish in the top 12, don't hold me to it, but I believe if you finish in the top 12, he'll be a outdoor track All-American. So
it's either 12 or 8, but you might be right about the 12. I don't know. Yeah. So again, the way they do it, they took the people who you might be right, because they took the top 12 from the East regions, the top 12 from the from the West regions, and then they will run, let me see, that's 24 runners, so that's 3 heats of 8, and the top 8 will run in the finals if I have that if I have that correct. But you might be right about the top 12 becoming an All-American. So if anybody knows specifically on that, for sure, I'll take Kelvin's word on it. He's been in it before. Here's a look at the SWAC participants in the outdoor championships. Again, you can see now when we went to regionals, we had the most athletes of any SWAC school. I think we had 12 go to regionals.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk is our lone. And you can see he's in his one event. You can see there are a couple guys from Alabama State. Of course, Jamarian Stubbs is running in 2 events. It's a bad man.
Stubbs is a stud.
Yeah.
You may see Stubbs on Olympic team and winning that Summer Olympic 28, I believe.
Right. Yes. 28 is the Olympics. Yes. So yeah, and then you've got the 4x100 relay team from UAPB, which I think that's pretty cool that you got an actual relay team participating. Now, I think there are some other HBCUs participating. Howard. I know Howard, North Carolina A&T has quite a few athletes running. So, but this is just the SWAC feature. And while we're talking about Kirk, I want to take a second and remind everybody the Race to 10K is an initiative that is, I guess we could say co-founded or started by Coach Ellenwood, Coach G. and he is working to try to raise funds for Kirk, because Kirk, being from Jamaica, doesn't get a lot of the financial benefits that maybe some other U.S. Citizen college athletes get. And so it's becoming a bit of a, if we want to see Kirk back at FAMU next year, then I think we're going to have to do our part to kind of help with that process. And so that's what the initiative of Race to 10K is. And so you can support Kirk and our track and field athletes by scanning that QR code there. I'll make it a full screen here. Let me change the one of the background things. Yeah. So there you go. If you guys want to scan that QR code right there while you can, or we'll make sure to retweet it out. I know we've retweeted it out from our Twitter page, but you can be a part of helping in this process. So we love your support in helping Kirk Dawkins stay at FAMU and be a part of running it back in 2026, literally running it back. So,
absolutely.
There we go. So yeah. Okay, so there's that. All right. Well, the other news, headline news. Hold on, let me kind of get a couple things in order here, Kelvin. Just kind of getting myself here. The other news that came officially across the news wires Monday is that our VP of Intercollegiate Athletics, Angela Suggs, give me a second here. I'm trying to put this in the right context based on the report here. I'm just going to read here because there's no way to even do this without stumbling over this. So I'll just read here from the most recent Tallahassee Democrat newspaper here. Suggs was charged. Well, hold on. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, on Monday, June 9th, Florida A&M Vice President, Director of Athletics, Angela Suggs, was arrested in Tallahassee on fraud and theft charges dating back to her prior job. Prior to joining FAMU in October 24, she was president and CEO of the nonprofit Florida Sports Foundation since 2017. Suggs was charged with falsifying travel vouchers totaling $24,000 in personal expenses on a work credit card when she visited casinos during business trips for the FSF, which is the Florida Sports Foundation, according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement news release. The university announced on Tuesday, that Suggs has been placed on administrative leave with pay until further notice. A probable cause affidavit, which details the accusations against her, was not immediately available, and it could take months for Suggs' case to play out in a criminal court system. I will read the statement from AD Suggs here as I put that on the screen. From VP Suggs. Regarding the charges recently brought against me in connection with my previous place of employment, I want to make it clear that these matters are entirely unrelated to Florida A&M University or my current role. I am fully committed to addressing these allegations through the appropriate legal channels. I regret the distraction caused. and I am deeply grateful for the unwavering support, fervent prayers, and continued encouragement I received during this most difficult time. I remain focused, resilient, and committed to our shared goals and determined to fulfill our ongoing planned and collective success. And so that was the statement from AD Suggs on Tuesday. So with her on administrative leave, the administrative duties of the athletic department fall to these two individuals, Travis Glasgow, and I'm going to turn it over to Kelvin in a second, who can give you a little background on these two. But Travis, he's the current deputy director of athletics and the COO. You can see that he covers the sports admin for several sports, men's basketball, baseball, men and women's track, and secondarily football. And then there's Brittany Johnson. She's the deputy director of athletics, the senior women's administrator. I believe that's what SWA is, correct?
Correct.
She's also the chief integrity officer. And her admin duties is primarily football, women's basketball, and softball. So that's who is now running the athletic department while Suggs is on administrative leave. I'll save my thoughts, comments, and I'll turn it over to you, Kelvin, to give your thoughts and then get into talking about Travis and Brittany. Go ahead, Kelvin. I don't know if you.
Oh, I thought you was gonna go. You go first. We got time.
This is tough news. As I said earlier, if you're looking for me to be impartial, I can't. I'm too close to the sun. And many of you recall my thoughts regarding the $237 million donation. And, there are people who I was a believer, even, Kelvin, was on the opposite side of that. But, and there was a reason why I was a believer. And but my thoughts were based on my love and support of FAMU. Well, however I felt about that, or if you saw my feelings about that, times it by 10 on this, because this is a family friend. This is a friend. Many of you know the background, so I'm not going to repeat it, but this is someone that I have an affection for through, her marriage to my college roommate. And I was there at the wedding, and I know she is the right fit for FAMU, and it hurts that this came up. And what I am not going to do, because you get the calls. I've gotten calls. Kelvin has gotten calls. There are a lot of things wrong in our state right now, the state of Florida, that both Kelvin and I live in. There are a lot of things wrong in some administrative things that are happening at Florida A&M as it relates to the president-select and the whole process, which we'll see how it continues to play out next week at the Board of Governors, politically, there are a lot of things, and I could go down the rabbit hole with all of you who want to go down the conspiracies and all of the things which are out there. Like, the timing is curious, the amount is curious, and all of that, we can do all that. But I'm more focused on the person and the people affected in this. And that, first and foremost, is the Suggs family. And so that is the part where my prayers have been at all weekend. And, we've talked about this before, Kelvin. Even in the midst of chaos and dark times, FAMU still finds a way to rise. Absolutely. We were almost in a similar spot a year ago, dealing with the shame and embarrassment amongst the social media or the HBCU diaspora, right, about the $237 million gift, right? And what did all we do this past year as it relates to athletics, right?
Six championships to include East and or SWAC champions, right?
And a Band of the Year title, including a Band of the Year title. So FAMU still rose from the ashes that people wanted to throw on our grave, right? So I am more focused. I am seeing things in a different light regarding the President Select search, because look, I don't know if this is applied to that. I don't. I mean, I get how many of you probably think it is, right? I mean, it's easy to draw that connection. But again, I'm just not there to go down that road with people. But I get it and I understand it. All I'll say is that I am glad that Dr. Beard made the decision to place her on administrative leave with pay and allow her the opportunity to address the charges, to make full restitution, or go through the process. Remember, we are a country that you are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So, I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn at any point over the weekend, Kelvin, or the last week. So I'm not going to try to play, CSI detective. I'm just not. And so I don't know what to think. I can't really express a coherent thought or angle, because my only thought is that this hurts from the standpoint that this is someone who loves FAMU. This is someone who wants to be in this role. And it's not, I almost said something. I'm not going to get petty. This is truly a job that she's built for, because it does take a special understanding of the FAMU culture to be able to excel. And finishing off the first year where she is gathering information, gathering data, making the good connections and building the relationships, and getting ready to start year two full steam with great people, great staff. As she said in her statement, she apologized for the it does kind of take us off track a little, but we've been here before. We have persevered through much instability within athletics. And I know we have harped on it many times on this show, and we want our athletic department to be more stable. We will get there. I'm hopeful, and I have my prayers and thoughts on the table that they will come through. So with all that said, I don't even know what I just said there, Kelvin, because it felt like I was just rambling and talking. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to give you the floor, sir.
Well, first, let me say I have nothing but love for Angie and Davin and the family, and I stand in support of them through this difficult time. I don't condone wrong, and whatever the facts are, hopefully everything will get righted. If people who understand and work in state institutions, particularly in the state of Florida, there's a lot of things that make you go, with this whole thing. But at the end of the day, she's, I'm praying that whether the truth comes out, that any wrongs be made right, and we move forward. Because FAMU is doing well with her leadership in athletics, and it's really at a key time with what's happening, as you mentioned, with the president search. We've got coaches who are, got athletes on campus doing, getting ready to start. In some cases, next week, and we've got this will be our first full year, and there's, the budgets are just being approved, and there's just a lot going on, and there's a lot that people don't even know that is not typical how SWACs and HBCU operate. That's in the hopper. There's some things that people are going to go absolutely nuts over when they hear about these things. So she's been doing a job. She's doing a great job at FAMU. And like I said, I have nothing but love and support for the sister. And this too shall pass. I am extremely more concerned about, frankly, there was a board of trustees meeting today, and there's a meeting tomorrow, and all I would say is, Rattler Nation, number one, I love you. A lot of people, feel a certain kind of way about Rattler Nation because they don't understand Rattler Nation. They're not part of Rattler Nation, but we are a group that has expectations, and we've had a lot of success, and that's why we're so loyal and we fight for FAMU, because we have expectations, and we want to, and we don't settle. We just don't, right? And so there's a lot of important things happening with the state, nationally, even locally. And Rattler Nation, I see you. I see you doing your thing. I see you working both in the background and up front. And we just can't get discouraged, right? We've been here before, man. We've had to fight, as a Oprah character said, I had to fight all my life. So, since 1887, we had to fight. This ain't nothing new. And so I want you to be encouraged. I want us to put in the work, do what it is that we do. And God is on our side. We are the Lord's university, and he has final say. So it's more important than ever now for us to support financially, support spiritually, and in person. We got to be in person. They got to see us. They got to feel us. This ain't a time to be on the sidelines. And I'm counting on you, Rattler Nation. There's not a battle. We haven't lost. The legends of the greats past. The Dr. Gores and the Dr. Humphreys and the Ann O'Neills and the Sandra Inge. Man, we come from a history full of fighters, folks who say what's on their mind and mean what they say, and they'll take the hit for it if necessary. For Mother FAMU, that's our history, and that's our history, and that's gonna be our future. We writing the next chapter of FAMU greatness. That's what I'm saying to Rattler Nation. We're writing the chapter of FAMU greatness. Believe in it. Let's go.
Well said. Well said. Again, you guys have a lot of you in the chat rooms. You have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions. Some questions that, again, we aren't legal. We're not legal counsel. I mean, we don't have legal answers. And again, I was telling somebody earlier, I don't want to play out the conspiracy stuff, but I mean, I understand. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and again, we could choose to focus on, we could choose to focus on what we need to focus on from a FAMU from a FAMU angle as you move forward. Appreciate you, Johnny. Exactly. The process the process has to play out. That's what has to happen now. And I appreciate your support, Johnny. Yeah. All right. I agree. We don't owe anyone any, and it'll be hard to give any additional, to be honest with you. I mean, I told somebody, Kelvin, I could open up the lines, put the video chat line on there if you guys wanted to. I don't know. I guess that's we might have to make an executive decision. Because this becomes an opportunity for people to vent. I know a lot of people have some thoughts and you want to get some things off your chest. And so I don't know. Maybe we do that, Kelvin, in the second hour. Maybe after we get through some of the other kind of news and let the Kirk Dawkins race happens. Maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe. I did get some information regarding Kirk Dawkins. I'm going to pivot back to the second here. I was told that top 16 makes All-American. So appreciate Josh Padilla for checking in and dropping me that nugget. So top 16 comes in. If I could ever get my ESPN Disney password here straightened out, I could get us watching this thing. I don't know why all of a sudden I can't get this figured out. This is damn frustrating. But anyway,
because you're trying to do it live.
That's it. The bad part is I'm watching it on my TV screen. I've got it set up there, but for whatever reason, trying to run it here from the app is acting ridiculous. I don't know, man. But yeah, so there you go. Of course, yeah. Let's take a break for a second, Kelvin. Let me try to recalibrate and figure out what I can get set up and potentially for this outdoor track and field thing. See if I can maybe get it working. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. I'm sure we got some other news and notes things to get into. Again, we'll keep we'll open it up. Maybe we'll open it up. You guys have some thoughts you want to share. Maybe we do that. Hit us up in the chats. Let us know if you want to, if you're interested in coming in and speaking your mind and speaking your piece, give you a 2-minute platform to get some things off your chest. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just turn this into a therapy session for an hour or two. I don't know, Kelvin. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea.
Be careful.
Exactly. That's the bad part about doing that,
Hey, but Bryan, I told you I was gonna say this offline. I see you got your game 3 haircut for your Pacers, man. You're looking all fresh and everything, like you dressing out, like you gonna play tonight.
You're wicked. You're a lot. You're a lot right now. It is a good cut. Shout out to my guy when you Jeff Gentleman Barbershop in Orlando, Florida. When you happen to come in town, I can give you a referral if you like. But no, I appreciate that. And if you saw the show on Sunday, I had to cut on Saturday. Thank you. So not my birthday, but I'm just trying to get right.
Hey, Edwin Moore. The only thing he's missing is the earring in here.
Let's go to that commercial break. Thank you. Let's go to commercial break. Thank you, Edwin, for pointing that out. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We're going to take a break, come back. We'll be back in a moment. Ridiculous.
There's a shot. It might be. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. And all you guys at BCSN, we really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier here. Marcus Green, not able to join us, but he did leave us a message stating that he does support VP Suggs in this difficult time. No judgment passed, and prayerful for her emerging even better than before. So, Marcus taking a second, and like you said, he's doing some. He's on assignment right now, taking care of some church family business, and he took a second to send us his thoughts there. So I appreciate all of you guys in the chat as well. I don't know what I'm doing here, Kelvin, and I have no idea why all of a sudden I can't figure out for the life of me. The whole Disney thing, right? I have Hulu, you got Disney Plus, Hulu, all of it's bundled.
Right.
I know I'm using the right email address, but for whatever reason, I cannot get the code notification. I'm saying, hey, it's sending me a code. Well, what code are you sending me, and who are you sending it to?
Is it text or email?
Well, it's email. It's sending a code to an email address. And I'm worried that it's not sending it to the correct email address. I don't know. Maybe it says check the spam folder. I don't know. Did it go to the spam folder?
Yeah, you have to check.
Yep, that's exactly where it did. Yep. Went to the damn spam folder. Good God.
While you're looking at that, I'll talk about Travis Glasgow, who's sitting in the chair right now. So Travis came to FAMU with Milton Overton from the University of Alabama when Milton got here. And he was here the entire, 3 years while Milton was here. And then when Milton went to Kennesaw State, Travis left and he went to Kennesaw State. He's been at Kennesaw State there up until really last month, right? He's only been here about a month. But he did work a couple of big events on loan during the season last year. Once doing football, I think it was homecoming that he was at the stadium helping out, and I think when we had either the basketball homecoming or the BCU game, I can't remember which one, but he was up and he upped out then. So Travis is a great person, number one. And I just mentioned the programs he's been around: Alabama, FAMU, Kennesaw. So he's knowledgeable. He still has a big task because he's only been back like a month. Like I said, and you know, FAMU is still FAMUing. But the good thing is he understands that. And then of course our senior women's administrator, I don't know her that well, but I know she's been around since Tiffany was around, and generally, your deputy AD and your senior women administrator are your two senior administrative people, so they're the ones that should be tag teaming and working together, and while the suspension is ongoing, and I trust that we're in capable and competent hands. And Rattler Nation, we need to support them, just like we would support Angie while they are in this role and position. We still have championship programs with championship coaches, championship staff, and championship athletes, and we're going to have to support them with championship dollars. So nothing has changed. There's expectations. We won, as I mentioned, 6 total championships this past athletic season. We may have a track All-American before it's all said and done tonight. So everything's looking good. It's trending, and we are going to be the difference that makes this 25-26 athletic calendar season a success. And I know we will.
Good stuff. All right. While that was going on, I finally got everything squared away on my end with regard to the video stuff.
Hey, John and Jordan, you're going to need to wear 2 belts because your pants ain't going to stay up. Because we're gonna whoop you so bad, we're going to whoop whatever little tail you got off.
Oh, man. So Jimmy Mack, 400 meter UAPB, came in 4th in Heat 1. So right now that's happening. Let me see. Am I on the right time here? Okay. 8:58. So we're about 7 minutes away from Kirk. And like I said, when that happens, I will do a screen share and we will live watch and hopefully get a chance to watch Kirk run live. While we got a couple of minutes, you mentioned supporting FAMU financially. Well, one of the things that took place on Friday evening, Eastern time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time, was the NCAA House settlement agreement was settled by the judge in California. There are 3, the approval, the settlement, which was negotiated by plaintiffs seeking back NIL pay and NCAA power leagues, has 3 main components. Of course, the $2.8 billion in X pay to X athletes. And it's important to note, and I appreciate Dr. Cavill, and if you guys listen to or watch the Black College Sports Network, you have the opportunity every Tuesday and Thursday to watch Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. He made a key point about the back pay, Kelvin, that it even though it's for athletes from 2016 to 2024, it is for athletes in the Power 5, Power 4 programs. If you were at a Power 5 program during that time span, you were eligible. But it's conferences and schools like mid-majors and FAMU that if you opt into the settlement, I think I have this correct, if you opt in, you are part of contributing funds for that. I am correct on that, right? That is one thing that I did get out of yesterday's show with Doc, is that so if you were a FAMU athlete, 2018, 19, whatever, you unfortunately are not part of this NCAA settlement. Those who went to P5s, as they were known majority of that time, are, right? So that's the first part. The second part is the $20 million in revenue share to future athletes. So every school has the option to sort of create a salary cap. And it varies from school to school. The max is right now 20 million, but it could go up to, it could go up to maybe 24, 25 million in future years. But again, that number again is for the schools that can afford to do that, not FAMU. But FAMU could, like some other HBCUs are, they could choose to create revenue sharing opportunities for student athletes, college athletes across all of their sports. Okay. The third part is the new roster rules and enforcement arm. We've talked about the roster limits. And so that part we've talked about how football is going up to a roster limit, basketball, baseball. We've talked to our coaches, golf. We've had right here on our show, Kelvin, conversations with our coaches regarding the change and how that will affect them. So those are the three main components. Let me read this statement here from FAMU. This was released, I believe this was Sunday night, the 8th. Yep, Sunday night. This came out Sunday night. And then I want you to respond, Kelvin. The approval of the NCAA House settlement represents a significant change in how we must navigate our responsibilities and opportunities within college athletics. Our commitment to building champions in the classroom, in competition, and in life continues as we adapt to this new landscape that has emerged. As we move forward, your support is more crucial than ever as we work to enhance our programs, uphold our traditions of excellence, and ensure that our student athletes receive the best possible experience. We encourage Rattler Nation to give your resources, voice, and support to help us navigate this new landscape. Together, we will continue to build a strong and resilient Division I FCS athletics program that reflects the values and spirit of Florida A&M University. Thank you for your unwavering support. Go Rattlers, things up. That was, I believe that was the last official statement from VP Suggs before being put on an admin leave. So there you go. Kelvin, your response, your thoughts on the House settlement and how it relates and how it affects FAMU.
Well, first of all, I believe there's a suit, a Title IX suit brought by a group just today on one aspect, just one aspect of the payout, saying that it violates Title IX. So we'll see what impact that has. But in terms of just HBCU specifically, FAMU specifically, you know, we have to talk about football because football is where, you know, the bulk of your scholarship impact is. And, you know, currently, you know, you have 63 full-time scholarships that can be split. And you could have a roster up to, 105 at the FCS level. At the FBS level, they had a roster size of 105, but they could go above that with walk-ons, blue shirts, gray shirts, and so forth. So they would have rosters up to like 135 plus. So now the cap is 105 for all of Division One, and there's not a requirement for FCS to move up to that 105 level. They're going to kind of leave it up to the conferences and the schools, and honestly, that makes sense because you got private versus public. You got the cost of attendance is just different from state to state, even within the state, because of different kind of institutions and where they get their funding from. So it's kind of hard to put a hard, fast rule that fits everybody's situation. So this is the new norm. I know baseball was an equivalency sport. I think they used to be able to offer maybe 12.9, and now they're going to like 35 or 34.
11, yeah, it went from 11.7 to 34.
Yeah, so we're going to have more student athletes that we're going to have to fund, number one. Then on top of that, you still got the NLI side of it. It's going to be interesting to see the impact. I don't know if it's going to have the impact on FCS that many think versus FBS. What I do think it would do that is the kids who are at the FBS level, there are a lot less to transfer now. So the transfer portal will probably be impacted by it, frankly. And that 105 hard cap, I'm interested to see how the Power 5 gonna try to get around that. But I'm sure somebody working on that right now to try to stockpile more talent. But I don't know. Immediately the impact is minimal for HBCUs at the FCS level. But after all this thing is figured out and legislated, we'll see where it goes from there.
Gerald Thomas just recently dropped an article a couple days ago on how the House versus NCAA ruling will affect FAMU football. He's got some quotes from and some intel here from Coach Colsey, some of which, we've talked to him about trimming his roster because of the numbers. I'm reading a quote here from the Tallahassee Democrat article from Coach Colsey. He said, "It's definitely in the back of our heads. We talk about it when we're recruiting. We can't go over that number once we get to that number. But once we have it solidified, there's a process in place, and we'll make sure we take care of it." So roster sizes, previously FAMU and other SWAC schools could offer 63 scholarships. I'm reading here. The Rattlers and fellow SWAC teams compete in the FCS, meaning they previously had 63 scholarships on rosters that featured up to 120 players. Now, you have to reduce your roster to 105. Now, another thing, Kelvin, that 105, that does not mean that you have to give 105 scholarships.
Correct.
Let's be clear about that.
Right.
But FAMU, for example, we would have 63 scholarships, but we would have 100. Well, this spring, 90-something guys were at spring. Not all of those players that were part of spring ball were what? They weren't scholarships. Right. They weren't scholarship guys. So you had, essentially a third of those players that were not scholarship players, full scholarship players. Now that 93 that we had didn't even include, I think Marcus had did the numbers, 15 high school student athletes that were supposed to be coming this summer, this fall. So you can start to do the math, right? And already say that some guys are going to, for lack of a better word, be cut or, motivated to continue their college football playing years elsewhere just because of the numbers. So I don't know. We just know that now there is a thing about the grandfather clause in here. I want to make mention of that here. The House versus NCAA settlement allows football to, quote, grandfather in players who would have been cut due to the 105 roster limit. That means Colsey can designate certain FAMU players to be exempt from the roster cap, allowing them to continue playing and retaining their scholarship. So that is the number. Okay, guess what, Kelvin? It looks like they're getting ready to start the 800 meters here.
Yeah, I was trying to keep an eye out on my TV there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to it here in a second, folks. So don't anybody report us here. Okay, so the 800 meter records, the record time is a 143.25. The top 9 advance, so it's the top 2 in each heat. Something that I'm looking to see in heat 1 whether does anyone know which heat Kirk is in? I saw a report that he was in. Who posted that? Somebody posted what heat Kirk is in. Vaughn with a little breaking news that the 2025 class of the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame will be announced tomorrow. All right, so where will we get that news from, Vaughn? Will that be HBCU Game Day will be dropping that, or where will that news get dropped? And yeah. And while okay, so all right, heat number 1. Kirk is not running in heat number 1, which is running right now. So again, the 800 meters is so if you want to get to your TV, if you have the ability to get to ESPN Plus, get over to ESPN Plus. See, I love Lennon Blow. I love Lennon Blow, but I'm already gonna put you in timeout. So if you saw Lennon, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You come in with jokes, nah, bro, not doing it today. Not doing it. So you don't see me. I'm not even gonna go there. So I told you, I'm just I got you, Doc. You ain't got to see that one. I went ahead and put brother in timeout. Love you, Lennon. I put you in timeout. Okay, so Vaughn says that the news reports on the 2025 FAMU Sports Hall of Fame will come out via FAMU Athletics, the Tallahassee Democrat, and Capital Outlook. All right, so we know that. Again, right now, the men's 800 meter is running right now on ESPN. Of course, we're looking for Kirk Dawkins. He is not in heat 1, which is running right now.
I'm interested in these times, Bryan.
I am too.
In his first heat, especially the top 3.
This is the fastest heat, if I'm not mistaken. Again, Kirk's fastest time is 146. These guys are running about a 144, 45. Okay, 145.24 was the fastest time in heat 1. Yowzer. All right. Yeah. The young man from Arkansas, who's the 2-time champion, I think, is the guy who ran a 145.24. We got a down athlete.
We did talk about it. Travis Glasgow, who's the deputy AD, he was here at FAMU under Milton Overton. He's been back as deputy AD about a month now. He and the senior women's administrator are in charge of day-to-day operations currently in athletics.
All right. Coach Henderson drops in. So the fastest runners usually are in the first heat, so that's good. 145 is not, I'm waiting on the official times to see where everyone else is. a young man from Oregon, was trying to get in that top 2. He had to sell out to get there. Well, he took a tumble. All right, so the top 4 times were 145. That's the top 4 times at 1 minute 45 seconds. So, yeah. All right, so I think we're going to get ready to go. We'll go live screen share here. Well, there's a medical timeout happening on the track right now. The young man who fell. All right. Well, it looks like it's going to take a minute. What I was going to mention while we were talking Hall of Fame, Kelvin, was the Black College Football Hall of Fame took place in Atlanta over the weekend on Saturday. And none other than our own FAMU legend, Jaquay Nunnally, was one of the inductees into the 16th class. So congratulations to Jaquay for being
congratulations, Quay. And I saw some of his former players, including Albany State, some of his former teammates, including Albany State head coach Quinn Gray, was there to support him.
Yeah, I couldn't, sadly, I couldn't find, and I didn't do a deep dive, so I'll admit, but I couldn't find just some easily available photos from the ceremony. I was a little disappointed in the overall coverage. So I applaud the few folks who did cover it, like Keisha Kelly, Black College Experience, who did post some video and some pictures, but it was really lacking. And the bad part, Kelvin, I don't know if there was much publicity about that it happened on Saturday. Like it lit like, we were in a group with a bunch of other people who covered, and nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about it. That, hey, yes, the guys, this is going on Saturday. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. I think this might be Kirk's heat right here. Earl's got to be coming up next year, Vaughn. I believe Earl has to be coming up. All right. Does anybody know if he is in lane? Is he in heat 2? Can somebody tell me, is Kirk in heat 2? If so, I'm going live right now. Live look in. They got a young man from, I don't know. If anybody can tell me real quick, post it in the chat, and I will go live look in because they're about to run heat number 2 right now. Abdullah Hassan, indoor runner-up.
Trying to see if they're gonna do a wide angle shot so I can.
I'm looking here. They're going to everybody. They got guys from the SEC, and they're only spotlighting the major guys. So that's the thing. We don't know. Maybe Kirk will get some love here as a 2-time indoor. Okay, no, he is not in heat 2. So I just saw the list of athletes in heat 2. So Kirk is not part of heat 2. So he must be in heat 3. So we'll make sure to. So you guys hang in there with us here. Marvin said, "Take a look anyway." Marvin, you know how YouTube and ESPN are. I might get sniped. So if I'm gonna get sniped, let it be for running 2 minutes of a live look in with our guy running. Yeah. So I'm gonna hold tight until that actually runs. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Black College Football Hall of Fame and Jaquay Nunnally being inducted. I was a little surprised, Kelvin, that there wasn't as much attention. Appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you. So we're in heat 2 right now. Heat 3 is coming up. But yeah, I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a lot of pre-announcements about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. They need a bigger media presence and make a bit more bigger deal about it, man. It's historical. We have some historical greats, and we have to celebrate it and put it out there. I think a lot of people involved with it probably are a little more senior, and they might need to get some younger folks involved in helping them to market that thing.
Yeah.
Because I did look at the pictures of people at different pages, and it was mostly legends, living legends.
Thank you. I mean,
you can't be a living legend unless you've been around for a minute.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from some. It's funny. Hold on, let me see if I got some of the photos because I know I saved them. Let me see. Because I was shocked. I was like, okay, where are the guys who? Okay, you're talking about this photo right here. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. You're talking about this photo right here.
Yeah.
Like where
ain't
are
too many youngsters? It ain't too many youngsters in that picture.
If you can point out the guys in this photo, where are the current inductees? Where are they at? I can't really tell. I see Coach Taylor in there, sitting in the front row. Of course, there's Mel. I think is that Mel Blunt with the cowboy hat? There's Mel Blunt back there with the cowboy hat. Doug Williams. But like, where's the new guys at? So anyway, I mean, we want to celebrate our legends, no doubt. But I mean, at some point, somebody should have posted a photo of the new inductees: Jay Walker.
I mean, some pictures.
Rogers Camardi, Rashawn Mathis.
Yeah. I don't know if all of those people were there, but there are some, like I said, there are some pictures with the Rattlers, because every time they go, they always take a picture with all the folks who are Rattlers affiliated with the Rattlers. Bill Hayes, Coach Hayes was there, and like you say, Joe Taylor and Greg Coleman.
Yeah. So there was a little incident there in Heat 2 on this 800 meters. Where a couple guys got tripped up when somebody made a move out. So it looks like the fastest time in that heat was 1:47.
Okay.
All right. So I think if Kirk can run that 1:46 again, he may very well have a shot at this.
Yeah, he's got to stay out of the traffic. You mentioned that the first two races, I've seen people go down. And his path to success is being able to have that kick at the end with a clear path. So he just got to stay out the mess and be in position where he can use that speed he has.
All right, so we're gonna go to a live look in here of the NCAA track championships. Thank you. Vaughn says Henry Lawrence is there too.
Yeah, those are the senior guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying, no one saw that. Yeah, no one saw. All right, let's see if Kirk gets some TV love here. They just showed two other guys, some guys who are record holders, guys from Arkansas, Penn State. Guy from Arkansas who was an indoor champion. I don't think that's going to happen. All right, here we go. Live look in. Here we go, folks. Live look in right here. There we go. Kirk Dawkins and that's not good. False start. That's not good. Who's that false start on? Does that mean somebody is going to be disqualified?
Typically, that's the case unless there was an error by the starter.
I see somebody walking off. No, that's a cameraman. Sorry. All right, folks. We'll go a little bigger picture here for you guys. Okay, whoever's in lane 3 moved. So, okay, that wasn't Kirk, thankfully. All right, he gets another opportunity, I guess.
I don't know what the rules are now. I guess so. The second one, I guess you have to.
All right, Kirk is in white. He's at the top in lane 9. All right, here we go. This will be interesting. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you got to stay in your lane. Is that correct? That's what we saw.
I don't know how long.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So Kirk is going to use his strategy and start from the back. Oof. Interesting strategy here. Yep, there he is in the back. Conserving his energy. Now, I always wonder if the announcers are familiar with Kirk's strategy. The fact that Kirk is in the back. And
probably not. They
probably not.
Yeah. They only looking at the names.
The question is, when will he kick it in? Will it be on the back stretch?
I guess I think he if you listen to what him if you listen to what him and Coach said last time, he usually gets told what it is, and at a SWAC.
Kirk is a smaller guy. Let's see if he starts to kick in. Here it comes. Let me see. It's got to come now. Hopefully he's not too far back though.
Yeah. He's got a lot of traffic to get through. That's his biggest question.
He's got to come around the outside though. And look at the size. Look at the height and the size. Okay, he's got to do it. If he's going to do something, he's got to do it now. Is he going to try to sneak his way up in the inside? Oh, it's a lot of traffic. I don't know how this is going to work out for him.
Yeah.
You know what? Look at the size difference in those top four guys and Kirk. Okay, yeah. Kirk came in 7th there. Whew. Tremendous size disadvantage there. I mean, those guys, I bet if I looked up the height of those guys in that top 4, they all look to be probably about 6'3" to 6'4". All right, so we wait to see the official results of Kirk here, Kirk Dawkins, who just ran in that heat. You can see Kirk there in the replay in the back. Usually his strategy had been in the SWAC. At that point, he was probably vaulting or sprinting around people. But notice that top 4 group, they separated. Big time did they separate.
Yeah, their kick was
145.
Was equal and better.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he came in somewhere at about 147, 148. I don't know what that's going to do. All right, here we go, the official times. All right, so unfortunately, Kirk did not advance to the finals. As you can see, the top 8 numbers there at 146.
146.2 was the cutoff.
Yeah. All right, well, nonetheless, we appreciate the hard work by Kirk, definitely. In that race, and just again, I'll let me see. I'll just remind for everybody here, just one more time, remind you guys about the we talked about we're building for the future. So this was Kirk's first year advancing. And, of course, the Race to 10K initiative, a fundraiser to, continue the training, continue the growing. So hopefully you guys will see that. Donate to not only Kirk, who's from Kingston, Jamaica, and not only helping Kirk, but other student athletes that are running or college athletes that are running track as well. And so, we want to give them our support. So congratulations, Kirk, on a great season. And we will build for the future and hopefully be able to raise those funds so that we can get Kirk back to nationals, repeating in the indoor and outdoor, and then getting another shot at advancing
All-American.
To be an All-American again next year. So that's the goal.
Bryan, I know you're probably paying attention, but I'll just do it for you anyway. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second quarter. OKC 36, Indiana 35. We have a game.
We got ourselves a game. Yeah, slow start, but we got ourselves a game. Slow start, we got ourselves a game. And if he hits this free throw, we got a tie ball game right now. One more free throw, and we got ourselves a lead. Here we go. Now we got a ball game, folks. Now we got a ball game. All right. Let's take another break here and come back on the other side. Let's kind of catch up on some other news. And Kelvin, you let me know your thoughts, what you think on that question that I put out there earlier, and we'll kind of get going. We'll go from there. All right. Hang tight with us. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm returning to Clinton Parish, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Parish, we take the pain out of being heard.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Attention football fans. The Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff is back in Atlanta on August 23rd. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC Southern. Join us at Center Park Stadium for a full day of tailgating, football, and bands. For more information and tickets, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier here. No Marcus Green, who's out on assignment today. Appreciate all of you guys in the chat rooms. Again, your appreciation and support of our show goes volumes. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the like button. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for even downloading the podcast via the BCSN Pod Zone, whether you listen on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple, or Google Podcast. BCSN Pod Zone is where you can listen to all the shows that are part of the Black College Sports Network. So thank you. Do we get the official time? Anybody seen the official time for Kirk's run? Obviously, he didn't make top 8 or top 9. I just wondered what the official time was.
It was probably close to his normal, because I think previous to the 146, I think his fastest was like 148.
Okay. I don't even know where that number is, but yeah. I agree with you 100%, Kenya. Well, you know, it's a tough. It does need to, it does need to be something that would benefit, and I do think it is targeted towards the entire track program. I think, to be 100%. Thank you, Ashley. So Kirk's official time 1:48.41, which was overall second. She says 21st. That's all right. Appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you for dropping that in. Again, fastest time in the SWAC, but as you can see, and again, looking at the video, in that heat alone, those guys who were running that heat were, I would guesstimate, between 6'2" to 6'4", and I don't think Kirk is. I don't know if Kirk is taller than 5'10". Maybe 5'11". I could be wrong. I'm sure it's on the athletic website, but there's a noticeable difference in the size of those other guys who ran. Yeah. Let me take a second. Obviously we're just cleaning up a lot of the news from the past week.
Let me just say while you looking real quick,
Yeah.
Bryan, that I am working on the season superlatives.
Oh, okay. I think I saw it in the back rooms.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working on it. It ain't a complete draft, but we're gonna have our season superlatives. Where you all gonna be able to vote, and we're gonna give out our awards. And I also have started on the football, the 2025-26 season preview. And me and Bryan will also be on, what they call their podcast now, tomorrow. They changed the name.
They've changed the name.
It used to be the Golden Boot.
Right. Now it's No Chill Sports. Yes, it used to be the Golden Boot. Now it's No Chill Sports. The HBCU season preview show will be tomorrow.
They've been having different.
I don't even know what time are we. Are we doing that at what time? 8:00?
8:30. I'll let you know.
I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I apologize now to Ant and Pooh Bear. There's just been so much going on over the last 72 hours that my mind has really been distracted. But make sure you're following those guys. Again, it used to be called the Golden Boot, but now it's No Chill Sports. So that's NO_chill, CHILL_sports. Many of you were probably already following them as the Golden Boot, and the username and everything just changed. So if you take a look, but Kelvin and I will be talking about the FAMU season preview. Are we doing it with? Like 2 years ago, we did it with Southern. We did it with Carlos. Last year, Carlos couldn't make it. Are we doing it with Southern again? What
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's two institutions being that's supposed to be represented.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna be on it at the same time or not, though.
All right. And the reason I asked is because it sort of is a great opportunity to I'm glad you led in with that. I did a Twitter poll to ask folks. We only have 4 true road games this season. Now that the game on October 4th and this is an old graphic, obviously, but the game October 4th is no longer in Itta-Bena. It is in Atlanta, Georgia. We only have 4 true road games. FAU, where we go to Boca Raton on September 6th. The Southern game in Baton Rouge on October 25th. The UAPB game where we travel to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And then the Huntsville game against Alabama A&M. And I asked the question, which game is the most interesting, intriguing, difficult true road game on the schedule? I think that was the question I asked, something to that effect. What do you think the overwhelming vote was? 64% came away with one particular game, Kelvin. Which game do you think that was?
What, the most challenging?
Hold on. Let me get the wording correct here because I owe it. So I owe it to get the right wording.
Was it everybody or was it just HBCU?
I said I had true road games. True road games. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, here's the poll question. All right. What will be the most important true road game of the season for FAMU in the fall? FAMU football in the fall.
The West Conference champs, Southern.
Okay. 63.9% agreed. That's where, second was the Alabama A&M. But yes, it was the Southern game.
Yeah, we don't look at the FAU game like that. It's gravy if we pull it out, but that ain't got nothing to do with the Celebration Bowl.
It does not. It does not. And that is a SWAC. That's a game. That's one of our rivals every year. This year we traveled to Baton Rouge. Who can forget 2 years ago? That was the light show fiasco.
Loved it, man. I loved it.
Going into the start of the fourth quarter, you talk about an intense game. Who will forget that?
Well, and the players, their reaction to it. The next couple of years, every time they came on the show, that's all they talked about. Man, we love that, man. Coming up, man, that got us hyped.
We have something similar coming to Bragg.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We've installed. We saw a tease of it during the spring game, did we not?
We did while we was doing our show. Well, right after we finished our live show from the spring game, we got a little test run of it, and boy, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so that you'll get a chance to see that on September 13th against Albany State. But that's one of those fourth quarter lights. I mean, it's got to get dark a little bit. Because in September it won't really get dark until close to halftime. I mean, we'll still be dealing with twilight by the time the first quarter starts and getting into the second quarter. So yeah. No, JT asked us again, I'm calling that a neutral site game, and it's going to be heavy FAMU. I don't understand let me take that back. I understand it from a financial standpoint why Valley moved it, but from a competitive standpoint, they lost all advantages, competitively speaking, that they got by bringing FAMU to Itabena.
Man, they got a new coach, and they feeling good. They got a one game win streak, and they got turf. So, I don't know, if it's much of an advantage one way or other. But let me tell you something: the resources are always gonna win out when you ain't got it.
That last part, though, when you ain't got it, that last part, though, that part right there. Yeah. So neutral site games again, the opening season game, the Orange Blossom Classic in Miami Gardens. Now the game.
Are we gonna do a live show again
before the game?
Yeah.
Hopefully, if Miss Bullock Major, I haven't reached out yet. I have to do that. I'm slipping. So I will have to call and make sure we can do that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If she watches the show, hey, Miss Kendra, hopefully we can.
Our Bison sister has committed to coming on if we do.
Who are you talking about?
Erica Rochelle.
Okay. That's what I thought you might be talking about. I didn't want to guess wrong. But okay, no, we'd love to have Erica on. Yeah, that'd be good. That'll be good to have Erica and talk about that game. Yeah. As you mentioned that game, I was looking at something here. Hold on, let me bring this off because I think I have to pull up something else. We are 79 days away from the OBC, the Orange Blossom Classic, FAMU versus Howard. Again, that is Saturday, August 30th, a 4 p.m. kickoff time on ESPNU. So I've seen some pretty good deals on the hotel packages. I was even advising those of you in the Orlando area, if you were someone who didn't want to spend the night, catch the Bright Line down to South Florida, and then catch either the 9:30 or the 10:30 Bright Line out of South Florida back to Orlando, if you want to make it a day trip. I've done that trip. I've done that trip when I had to broadcast a game for Florida Memorial. It is not a bad ride. I slept the like 2 or 3 hours on the train coming from South Florida to Orlando. Very comfortable, very chill ride. So yeah, I mean, if you are in the Orlando area and you want to go down for the day, great opportunity to do that. You know, but there are good hotel rates that I'm seeing. If you're one of those people, we should all be following at Orange Blossom Classic. They've been advertising some pretty good specials on hotel deals.
Better jump on them now, though, because
yes,
Notre Dame is playing Sunday.
Notre Dame is playing Miami. Yes.
Yeah, so
those folks are going to be coming.
And it's still a holiday weekend, so.
Still a holiday weekend. Yep.
Those rates finna jump real quick.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they. Okay, got a little OBC trivia question for you, Kelvin. So maybe once a week here as we lead up to, we'll do some OBC trivia. Maybe I'll start working out. Maybe we can do some giveaways. I don't know if this gets popular. Maybe we can turn this into a little weekly contest here. But a little OBC trivia, FAMU OBC trivia. So we do know that the very first OBC was played between FAMU and Howard, right? We all know that. Mm-hmm. Question is, where was it played, Kelvin? Do you know where it was played? I got to get my Jeopardy music next week.
What, mate? I'm going to say something out the way.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say Jacksonville.
Did you really guess that, or did you look in the chat?
Man, you know, I've been around FAMU a long time, brother. I may look young, but I ain't as young as I look.
You do age nicely. Yes, little baby, you were the first. Little baby was the first one in the chat, and little baby actually had it before you, Kelvin. Yes, Jacksonville. It was in Jacksonville. Coach Henderson got that as well. That first game, again, 1933, FAMU versus Howard, by a final score of, Kelvin?
I don't know. They ain't scored much in them days. What was it, about 17 to 9 or something?
Too high. 9-6. 9-6. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can go with one more trivia question. I want to hold. Okay, I got another one here for you. Second trivia question. Obviously, Florida A&M has played in the Orange Blossom Classic the most games of anybody. Who is number 2? Who's the team that has played the second most times in the Orange Blossom Classic?
Grambling?
Yes, it is. Grambling. Good answer.
I'm a bad man. I can't be stopped.
Grambling with the most appearances of a non-FAMU school. 6 times Grambling has appeared in the OBC with a record of 3-3. Yeah. So there you go. And this will be, matter of fact, this will be Howard's 3rd appearance in the OBC. They are 0-2 to date. Soon to go 0-3.
That's right.
So yeah. Now, what I think will be interesting, Kelvin, is, obviously this is part of a 5-year window, right? If you could help Miss Kendra Bullock Major with recruiting of opponents for the next 4 years, right? I know she loves this, but anyway, I know she thanks, Bryan. What 4 schools would you want to see FAMU play in the OBC over the next 4 seasons? Because we are it's a 5-year deal, so we got 4 more trips.
A&T, Tennessee State.
Okay. A&T, Tennessee State.
Maybe South Carolina State. I'm kind of on that one.
South Carolina State, okay.
I don't know if there's anyone outside of that I would be interested in.
I knew he was out there waiting.
I already know it. That's why I wouldn't say it.
I knew my guy was out there. I didn't know whether he was still in the chat or not. In 2027, yes. I don't know. That Johnny's pretty connected. He may be giving us some breaking news. He just throwing it at the wall.
No, he is not. He's not.
Oh, little breaking news there. Okay. So that's your 4. Okay, let me go with mine. Okay, so 26. I'm with you. I would want to see A&T. I really would. I want to see A&T. I want to see A&T. And then if that would be my wish list for 26, let me see A&T. And if 27 is Central, hey, great. And I think that's part of, aren't we in a 3-year deal with Central? Aren't we doing a 3-year deal with Central?
Home, and neutral. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
that's what the talk is.
That's what the talk is. Okay, so the talk is that. That's good. Now, okay, so year 26 is A&T. You know what? I got to look. That's where I was going with 28. That's what I was thinking in 28. Tennessee State. I would love to see Tennessee State in 2028. And I'll tell you what, Kelvin, in 29, I just mentioned the school that's been in it the second most times is none other than Grambling. I would love to see another game against Grambling. I think there'd be some great storylines to talk about.
Well, to that point, here's what I would say. I don't want to play a swag opponent and it's a conference game, but as a non-conference game, I'm there with you.
Right. I agree. There are enough of non-conference SWAC games floating about that I definitely think that could be a great matchup. And we can talk about the number of times. Let me see. I'm just doing a quick glance here. How many times did FAMU and Grambling play as number 1 and 2 in Black college football? I mean, you could spend all kinds of times going through the history of Eddie Robinson versus Jake Gaither and that whole mesh of things. I would love to see that. So yeah, you guys next week, I think I'm gonna do this as a regular segment every week leading up to. Now this is gonna be tough because that means I got to find at least 2 trivia questions over the next 12 weeks, 11 weeks.
Can he stump Kelvin Rozier? Can he stump Kelvin?
Yes.
So far, no.
Okay, Kelvin is, but I feel like you got some help on that first question. But anyway, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, so can we stump Kelvin with OBC trivia questions? Kelvin is 2-0. I will work harder and dig deeper for questions, and then I may try to find a fan thing. This is a great opportunity. I'm going to reach out to our friends at the OBC and see if we can come up with some kind of trivia. A trivia contest, and maybe kind of make it an opportunity for you guys. Look, I agree. No swag school in the OBC. See, Demetria's like, she don't want that again. No swag.
Well, long as it's not a conference game.
Not a conference game.
If it's an out of conference game against Grambling, then I'm cool with it.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a short break. Come right back with the close of the show. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and the like button if you would in the chats. We appreciate you. Talk about a couple of important things that are upcoming over the course of the next week. If we want to get into that real quick, very important thing going on. And what else? Might be a few other news and notes topics that we haven't gotten to. That I'm sure we can get to before we wrap up the show.
Yeah, we're 4 weeks away from the Swag Media Days too.
Is it 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I got a question. Nah, I think I know the answer. I'll refrain from asking what I was going to ask about that, and maybe save that for next week. All right. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACTalents.com.
It's like a loop machine. Going around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin here. Thank you guys for coming in, watching us everywhere and wherever you're watching us at, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Very much appreciated. Hit the thumbs up and the like button if you can. Much appreciated. Again, tomorrow night, Kelvin and I will be making an appearance on the
No Chill Sports.
No Chill Sports with the annual preview of the 2025 FAMU football season. Make sure to go follow those guys. That's at no_chill_sports. That's where you can find
8 o'clock Eastern time.
8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. So good, kind of fits right into our wheelhouse. And I don't know, are we doing it with anybody? Did you find that out? Last couple of years, it's been us paired with Southern. So I should have texted Carlos. I should have texted Carlos and say, Carlos, are you going to be doing No Chill tomorrow? But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, I'm just in my head. We're going to talk this out here before we get on the show tomorrow. Hold on. This may take a second. So before we go, because here I am, Kelvin. I'm sitting here trying to think, what top storylines do we have for the upcoming year? Right? That's where my mind is. Okay. So, but pause for a second, because I wanted to take a second and recognize the student athletes or the college athletes from FAMU that were recognized by the Southwestern Athletic Conference on the 2024-25 Commissioner's Honor Roll and the Academic Achievement Award honors. The SWAC Commissioner's Honor Roll is comprised of athletes who had a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher during the fall 2024 and spring 2025 semesters. Okay. Now, Alabama State had 74% of their students make this list. Arkansas Pine Bluff had 71%, which was second best. Alcorn State had 65%, which was third overall. I did the math and counted the number of Florida A&M students that made this list. There were 140. 140 students made the list. Now, Kelvin, I didn't ask the obvious question and say, well, how many total students do we have that are part of the athletic department? Do you have a idea or a thought or a number?
Yeah, it's around like 270 maybe.
270.
Maybe.
So if that's the case, okay, so 140 of 270 is about 52%. Okay. Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I didn't break it down. I didn't go down the rabbit hole of trying to break it down by sport. Sometimes that's fun, but when I looked at that list, I was like, oh God, it's a lot of names. So I just did good by counting the names without getting distracted. So congratulations to them. Yes, congratulations to Central for pulling a 1,000 APR score.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
For football, that's huge.
All right.
I mean, we've done that in a couple of sports, but it's been much smaller rosters, right? What's the last sport that we did? Did we post our APR numbers? Did that article get written? I'm just scanning the website. Usually we post a recognition of the students, and I don't know if I saw one this year.
I don't think it's happened yet, because I think they usually do it at the, well, it's Yeah, they usually talk about that at the end, what they call it, the Fang Awards. But I know that happened at the end sometime.
That the Fang Awards happen.
Right. So yeah, I don't recall seeing that yet.
Okay. So I don't know which we've had, but again, we've had some sports, but definitely not football, obviously.
Right.
And so for your football program to do 1,000, that's, I mean, kudos to
that's
everyone
big.
within the.
Yeah, you're doing something right.
I think North Carolina Central might be the only HBCU to have 8,000 in the football program for their football program. That's huge, just because of the numbers. I mean,
yeah.
If Kelvin, just tell people again, quick elevator pitch on how that whole APR is calculated and just how tough that is for football.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about you get like 2 points, one for retention, where it's athletes stay, and if they move, you lose the retention point. But then if they making progress to a actual whatever program degree, then you get a point for that, and there's a formula that they use, and based on that formula, that's how they come up with the points total. And you in 930 is the minimum. You see sports like the Olympic sports typically do well, but again, they tennis has 8 scholarship, and basketball had 12 and 15 for women's. So it's a little more simpler to manage. A program like Central, one thing that Trey Oliver does do, he doesn't dabble in the transfer portal a whole lot. He kind of recruits his guys and develops them in house, so that really helps. But then there are some folks that I actually work with that they're in different roles, like a Kendra Green and others, and so they're doing a good job with their football program in terms of the APR, and that's definitely to be commended. Very, very enviable, and they stay competitive and winning also. So they do both well.
All right. Sorry, enough talk about NCCU. So congratulations there. Appreciate it. Hey, look, I'll tell you what. I found this particular shirt on I don't think Amazon or somewhere, but I'll tell you what, Brandon, I would love to be able to find a shirt like this that said TSU. My sister's a TSU alum. She would dig this shirt, and it's one of those shirts that comes with like the engraving patch. She'll get like the TSU logo, which is a pretty dope logo. I mean, if this manufacturer made this shirt with TSU, I would buy one for my sister. So if you happen to find one, Brandon, you hit me up and let me know so I can get one for her, please. Okay. SWAC Media Day is July 16th, as Kelvin mentioned, just about 4 weeks away. I think it's on a Wednesday too. Mm-hmm. So it's on a Wednesday in Birmingham. I was going to ask the dumb question in the previous segment and say, who do you think will come in as preseason favorite in the East? But I already know.
Well, they lazy, and they base everything off of last season. Of course, JSU would be picked to win the East and win the SWAC.
So the question is, where do you think FAMU will come into predictions?
That's going to be interesting because I don't think a lot of people pay attention. So, but I do think they know we're a blue blood and we coming. So I would figure we'll still probably end up sucking in the East. But
new coach at Alabama A&M with a much improved quarterback. Probably, I think, maybe one of the more highly sought after quarterbacks. The young man who was at UAPB. Is now at Alabama A&M.
Yeah, he's nice. I like him.
Sam Shade is the coach. Alabama State, of course, Eddie Robinson, and I believe, everybody's favorite quarterback,
Andrew Body
will be healthy and maybe playing. Who knows if he'll start? We saw how that worked out at the beginning of last year. But anyway, Alabama State will be on a lot of people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see Bethune being ranked above us. And who does that leave? Valley? Yeah, no. So, will we be 2, 3, or 4 is the question. Yeah, I think that'll be the question. It'll be interesting. I agree. We should be 2, but
just based on if you just look at what's returning and schedule, right? Last year was supposedly a down year, and I'm saving some for tomorrow. But in a down year, we finished second.
Yeah,
and we beat the SWAC West champion along the way,
right?
As well as the MEAC champion. So I'm just saying.
Just saying. Just saying.
What, 3 minutes away from beating the SWAC East champion?
No one remembers. No one remembers because all we care about is the final results, Kelvin.
Yeah.
So we don't go there. Don't go there. I saw it. You saw it, but no one remembers. It doesn't matter because it's all about what finished, right? So it is what it is.
Doesn't matter. It's preseason.
Doesn't matter. Preseason. Well, the last thing I think we ought to make mention of, again, you mentioned earlier in the show, Board of Trustees meeting is happening. Last week, the Board of Trustees
Foundation.
Yes, the Board of Trustees pretty much demanded that the foundation, the FAMU Foundation, find the money to meet the salary demands of President-elect Marva Johnson. Even talks of Trustee Washington even going so far as to throw out the word decertification of the foundation. The foundation's purpose serves so many FAMU entities. And correct me if I'm wrong in anything I'm about to say, Kelvin. They've expressed, I believe it was at the National Alumni Convention, that the funds to pay her demanded, requested salary just was not in the budget without making significant cuts in other places. Right? And so I don't know where things are. I know there was a meeting today. There's a meeting tomorrow. Supposedly now, and I'm assuming this is all to clarify the salary demands, because next week, everything is supposed to go before the Board of Governors for approval. I believe that is the 17th and 18th, which is, what day is that? That is next Tuesday and Wednesday. And I will say this, and then I'll turn it over to you, Kelvin. We've already seen in this state of Florida, the Board of Governors, go against the Board of Trustees at a state university, and 2, if you listen to the alumni of that university, and it is a flagship university in this state, they listened to the alumni of said university. I hope, and I know there's campaigns out there to notify these I hope that Rattler Nation and the alums are pointing that out to the Board of Governors, that you made you've opened the door. You've made the unprecedented decision of going against the Board of Trustees, who at that university, I think, were ours is 8-4. They were 12-0 in favor of a particular president being the next president at that university.
Who's
ours is
8-4.
president? A sit right. Ours, and he's a sitting president at another major prestigious, right, in the Midwest. It was 8-4 for us at FAMU. And two, if again, they listen to their alumni, some of which are, state congressmen, senators, whatever. Important. You might call them important people in some circles. They listen to their alumni. Will the Board of Governors listen to the Florida A&M University alumni, faculty, and students? Apparently, the Board of Trustees did not care to. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week, Kelvin. I turn it over to you.
I already said what I wanted to say. Rattler Nation, I know Rattler Nation gonna do what they gonna do. I'm aware of many campaigns. This is just the beginning of a testimony, Bryan.
Okay.
Beginning of a testimony. We are God's university. We are shielded and protected. No weapon formed against us will prosper.
Preach.
And 2026 is an election year. And yes, we're going to remember that. And we're going to exercise our right, and we're going to mobilize. We're doing it short term. We're doing it long term.
Preach.
We ain't scared. Come on, Cletus. That's it.
So I encourage Rattler Nation to where did the Board of Governors, where is that meeting held? Is that in Tallahassee as well?
No, I think that's in Boca.
Okay. So Boca. Okay. I saw somewhere that some group was organizing a bus. I don't know, was that an alumni chapter from one of the cities?
It's a couple of groups. It's more than one.
Okay.
There's a student thing going on. There's an alumni thing going on. Yeah. Rattler Nation, we gonna be heard for sure.
And again, I would encourage, this doesn't have to be hard. Precedent has been set. Remind them of that. They've already made the precedent and set it for the first time, I think, going against the decision or selection of a board of trustees. A, that fits us. Two, listening to the alumni of the university in question. So now what are they going to do for FAMU or to FAMU? Are they going to actually really? I'm just saying, we don't have to make it difficult, folks. We don't have to make it difficult. So, please make sure to, as you see that information regarding the alumni groups that are organizing, let's make sure to tweet, post, share that information out. Calling on all of our Rattler outlets, Fangs Up, Fang Exchange, HBCU Game Day, 220 Club. We got to keep share the message. Share the message of how people can voice their concerns and opinions. And again, keep it simple. We don't even have to make this real complicated at this point. They've done it. They've shown who they are. The 8 have shown who they are, and they will be remembered. That's all we have to say. So don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by the press and the news and everything that's going on. FAMU will rise. We will survive. And we have more important things to tackle right now. Keep the Suggs family and Angela Suggs in your thoughts and prayers. Those of you who are Rattlers, those of you who are not, it's encouraged, it's thankful. And let's keep our eyes focused on what really matters. And let's not get distracted.
Use your voice.
Use your voice. Use your voice. Next week, we will, by the time we go on the air next Wednesday, we'll know the result of those Board of Governors meetings, I imagine. We may also have some interviews with some I know we've been out trying to get Coach Gordon. So maybe we'll have Coach Gordon on. We'll if not, we'll work on some other maybe some student athletes, some recruits, some more news and information. We'll see what we can gather up for next week's show. Appreciate you guys listening to me and Kelvin share our thoughts on the news and the situation happening within FAMU athletics. And don't forget tomorrow at no_chill_sports. Come check out our season preview on the FAMU football season as we talk to Ant and Pooh Bear and talk to those guys. Again, that's the show that formerly used to be called the Golden Boot, but it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. I think they're part of the Believe network, I think is what it's called. But we'll make sure to retweet and post. Do I have to sit? No, that's something else. Somebody else asked me to come on this show next week, so that's something else. But I don't know. All right. It's time for me to go watch my Pacers win this game 3, and I'm gonna get one ready. Pour one out. Pour one in the glass and get ready for this game.
All right.
Hey, you can donate to the show right there via Cash App or Super Chats. You can also join the JBN online community via YouTube. Make sure to download, rate, subscribe, review the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's greatly appreciated. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. For Kelvin Rozier and Marcus Green, who wasn't here tonight, but always with us in spirit. Hopefully he'll be back next week. I am Bryan Fulford. Thank you, family, for watching the show. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you, Dr. Lori, as well. It wasn't too crazy. So I appreciate you guys for handling tough conversations with some class and dignity. And we'll get back to being petty next week. All right, we'll try, because we know some of y'all like that. But all right, have a great week, Rattlers. Be well and things up, and make sure to strike, and strike again. Peace out.
Thank you.